Hello, it's the sweet June 2010. Uh, kind of sad, a little sad right now because just found out about Bobby Christiana uh, Brown passed away. Um, was really, really praying that she would pull through and she would make it. Whitney Houston's daughter. Um, just found out that she passed, and just want to say, may God, Jehovah God, be with the family right now, and may He be with her father Bobby. Just was really praying, along with millions of other people, that she would pull through. Just hoping and praying that she was going to make it, but um, she didn't make it. So at least this way, she don't have to suffer anymore. You know, she was really devastated after her mom passed. Whitney, they was so close. She was just so devastated. I honestly don't think that she um, could go on without her mom. So I mean, they were just that close. So I was just may Jehovah God just be with their family right now. This time, this is so sad because I was really praying really hard that she would pull through, she would make it. She was such a young lady. She was so young, only 22 years old. So she was just so young, and it's so sad that she had to leave this world the same way her mom did. Just really sad. It's just, I'm at a loss for words on that. But anyway, as I said, I hope Jehovah God be with the family right now. But anyway, that's not what I'm what my video's about. I just actually read that before I I was gonna do the video, and then I was actually read that before I started taping. So man, um, what I want to talk about though is having children out of wedlock, single motherhood. Um, um, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. You know, I know I did some other videos talking about it, but I guess my point is that I want to get across to the young ladies. Um, my goal is to get my point across to the young ladies that they should wait. Babies can wait. They can wait till the proper time. They can wait until you get married. They can wait till you grow and get to a more mature age. They can wait until you're more financially stable to um, take care of the child, and you have someone um, that will help you provide for the child, and you can ensure that that child grows up in a two-parent home. There's no everybody knows that there's no guarantees, but there's nothing is guaranteed in this life. But um, you have a better guarantee than just popping them out of wedlock, just any kind of way. So I just want to get the point across. It just seems like I don't know what the mentality of these young ladies are. I don't know what their mentality is. It just seems to me that they think it's some kind of a fad, and that's the point. That's the point that I want to make. That it just seems like they think it's some kind of a fad that to just have babies out of wedlock and not kind of not have any kind of financial plan or not have any prospects for a husband to help support the child. Supporting a child is not just about supporting that child financially, but supporting that child emotionally, physically, and mentally, and spiritually. And unless you're prepared to do that, it's not a good idea to have a child out of wedlock. And of course, I've said in my some of my earlier videos that I had 2 children out of wedlock, and I've been struggling for many, many, many years trying to take care of my 2 sons, and I'm still struggling. And um, it's hard. You have to be a very, very strong person to be a single mom. And I'm finding that some of the younger generations of women coming up now don't seem to have the endurance, don't seem to have the strength, the mental strength, or even the spiritual strength to raise children on your own. Because you need both of those. You need mental strength and you need spiritual strength to raise children on your own. It is a tremendous responsibility, and I'm seeing that some of the young ladies now don't seem to have that strength. They don't seem to have. I just read a headline the other day about this teenage girl had her baby, and she dumped the baby, put the baby in the dumpster, and it killed the baby because she was afraid of what her family would think. You didn't stop to think that this was a life. This was a I couldn't even I can't wrap my mind around that. I can't even imagine doing something like that. I'm a worry wart. I'm the type of person, I'm a worry wart. So there is no way I can do something like that. And I have a conscience. I think that when God was passing out consciences, I think He gave me minds and a couple of other people's. So it's like I have too much of a conscience. I have too much of a big heart. I'm too much of a worry wart to even imagine doing something like that. I couldn't even wrap my mind around. And plus, on top of that, I love little babies. So I just could not even imagine. I can't wrap my mind around somebody even doing. I just can't wrap my mind around that. I mean, who does that? I mean, what is the mentality of that? What goes through your mind before you put your baby in a dumpster? I mean, what's running through your head? I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. Um, but I'm noticing that a lot of the younger ladies don't have the stamina, the mental stamina, the mental strength that it takes to raise children on your own. You have to have a tremendous amount of strength to raise children on your own. It is a very complicated job. It's hard when it's 2 people raising children. When you have a husband and a wife in the home raising children, it's a difficult job with 2 parents. It's hard with 2 parents. So just imagine being one parent trying to raise a child. And you have to have a lot of spiritual strength. You have to have a lot of mental strength. It takes a lot of mental and spiritual endurance to raise children on your own. And I'm noticing a lot of the young ladies don't have that. And they're taking easy ways out. But the ones that are having the children, some of them are neglecting the children, and and the poor children have to suffer. And like I said, I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, if it's some type of a fad that I'm noticing, young ladies they're having these babies and they're having them by different fathers. I'm not judging. I don't have the right to judge because both of my children don't have the same father. I'm just trying to make a point. It just seems like they just don't have any kind of forethought as to, they don't seem to be learning, from the first time or the second time or whatever. They don't seem to be learning. And I just, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the mentality is. If they think it's some type of a fad, or they think this is the thing to do, is to have all these kids out of wedlock. I don't know if they think. I don't know if they think that that they're going to get all this government assistance, and because the government is flighty. As I said in some of my earlier videos, the government is flighty. One day you got something, the next day you might not have it. One day you got your stamps, or you're getting a certain amount of stamps. Next time you look up, they're making cuts. You know, the government has cut over $1 billion in food stamps. A lot of people don't know that. Government, um, they did over $1 billion in food stamp cuts. Um, and so the government is very flighty. I wouldn't. This is not the time to rely on the government. I wouldn't advise anybody. The only person there's two people that you can rely on, and that's Jehovah God and yourself. Those are the only two people that you can rely on in this system. You cannot rely on the government. You cannot rely on the government. The government is too flighty. And now Obama only has one more year in office, and um, he's gonna be out. He's gonna got one more year to go, and he's gonna be out. So after that, we don't know who we gonna get in there. After that, we don't know what's gonna happen, and we don't know if they're gonna cut. They're gonna be start making some deeper cuts. You just don't know, and so you can't rely on the government, and I can't express that more. I can't stress that. I can't stress that more. You cannot rely on the government, because the government is too flighty. And so, but I think that's what a lot of these young ladies are doing. They're putting all this dependence in the government. They're relying on the government, and they're thinking the government is gonna, they're gonna be able to get extra. The more children that they have, they're gonna get extra assistance. I don't know. I don't know if that's the mentality, or they think they're getting more child support, perhaps. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure all this out. What is the mentality behind having all these children out of wedlock? Because all I see, the only thing I see is struggle. All I see is struggle. That's all you're going to do is you're going to struggle. And that's all I see, because that's all I've done. And I've done everything. I went to school. I went to college for many years. And worked in addition to going to college, and in addition to taking care of my sons, in addition to holding down the house and everything and paying the bills, and doing it all. Because my thought was, my mentality, I guess the reason why I can't understand it is because I don't have that mentality. My mentality was always trying to be like, let me try to get up out of this system. Let me get out of this cycle. Let me get out of this cycle of poverty. Let me try to pull myself up out of this. Let me try to do everything I can to be self-sufficient. That has always been my mentality over the years, and so that's everything that I've tried to do was always reflective of that. And still is reflective of that. So, and I'm type of person. I'm not a complacent. I'm not a complacent person. I'm not a person that can just, I don't know, can just sit around and just collect a check or whatever like that. I'm not like that. I'm not a complacent person. So it's just a pride. This is just a pride when you get up and you go to work, and you're paying your bills, and you're at least doing the best you can to pay them. Even if you're struggling, you're doing the best you can to pay them, and that you're working, and you're doing the best you can to support your family. There's a certain amount of pride that takes place when that happens. I don't see where you can have any pride being on assistance and collecting a check, and not working, and not even trying to do anything to support your family. There's where's the pride in that. So I guess that's why I have a hard time understanding the mentality of these young ladies, and why they're all the babies. Like I say, I don't know if they think it's a fad. They think this is the thing to do. It's cool, or this is what you do, is you have these children. But I'm here to tell you right here and right now, it is not a fad. Having children out of wedlock, particularly multiple children out of wedlock by different fathers, It is not a fad. It is not cool. It's not a fad. It is not a fad. You know, it's not. It's not even moral. It's not a moral thing to do. It's not. And I'm not, like I said, once again, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. So I don't want people coming on here saying that I'm trying to judge. No, I'm not. I can't judge. I'm not in a position to judge anyone. But I'm just saying that I'm trying to make the point clear that it is not a fad. It's not something. It's not cute. It's just not something you do. You know, you want to wait. Like I said in my other video, you want to wait until you get a mate. Until you get a mate, that or at least you pretty sure, nothing's 100%, but you can get somebody that that at least has the intentions of halfway has the intentions of staying in your corner, helping you support these children. You know, um, like I said, nothing is guaranteed, but I mean, but just to be popping them out, and that you're not gonna have that off rip, you know, it doesn't it doesn't make any sense, you know, and they're not learning any. And my thing is they're not learning anything from the first and the second time. After I had my youngest son, I was like, well, let me go ahead and lock it, put it on lockdown, and I went and got my tubes tied because I said, I'm not going to keep putting myself in this position. I said, I'm not going to keep putting myself in a position I said, I'm on my own with these kids. I get left holding the bag. So I'm not going to keep putting myself in this situation. I'm not going to keep putting myself in a situation, to be doing this. I said, I've already put myself in a position twice. I said, I'm not going to keep doing this. So, I told myself, wise up, smarten up. Said, smarten up, June, and I did. I smartened up, and I got my tubes tied. And some people tried to talk me out of it, and I was like, this is my decision. And I knew that I'm done. I'm done. I said, I knew I'm done. I said, I'm not going to keep bringing children into the world, and I can't support them and can't take care of them. And I want to have a husband to help me, and this is not the way to do it. And so. I put it, and I went. I took it a step further. After that, I took it a step even further, and later on, I became celibate, and so now I closed up shop altogether, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm very happy, for spiritual reasons. I want to serve God, and just just shutting it down. Because I'm not taking any chances. I got to the point to where I was like, I'm not taking any more chances. I'm just not taking any more chances. Nothing's guaranteed. Birth control methods fail. Even getting tubes tied fails. So you know what? I'm just gonna shut it down. I'm just gonna shut it down for spiritual reasons, and for moral reasons, but for that reason as well. I said I'm just gonna shut it down. I'm not even gonna put myself in. I'm not even gonna even take the chance of getting myself in that situation again. And so that's what I did, because I said I'm in this thing on my own, and I said I'm not gonna keep doing this. It's crazy. And so that's, I mean, I would think that other young ladies would come to that conclusion as well. It's like, okay, I didn't make this mistake once, or I didn't make it twice. So okay, well let me go on and learn from this, and I'm gonna learn from these mistakes, and I'm not gonna keep doing this thing over and over and over. So I would think, and then they would see how hard it is with the 1 and 2, and so you would think they would be like, okay, well I'm done. I'm not gonna keep doing this. I'm not gonna keep putting myself in this situation, And I don't expect everybody to think like me, but you would think that at some point that something would go off, a bell or something would go off in their head, and be like, okay, oh yeah, I'm pretty much struggling with these kids that I have. I can't take care of the ones I have, so it just seems to be common sense, common logic. Let me shut it down. And guys ain't not, men aren't exactly beating down your door when you have kids outside of wedlock. I'm gonna do a video on that too. But when you have children outside of marriage and you're raising them, you're a single parent. You know, men aren't exactly beating down your door wanting to date and marry you. You know, I found that out too. You know, I was like, I realized a few years ago that yeah, you know, men ain't so quick to jump on the bandwagon of having a relationship with you or marry you when you have children out of wedlock. You know, a lot of men don't, even if they have kids themselves, they don't want a woman that has kids. They don't know if you got baby daddy drama. They don't know, you know, they have an issue with raising someone else's kids. You know, it takes a special man. I think it takes a special type of man to take on someone else's children. You know, another man's children. I think it takes a special kind of guy. You know, and he have that man better have so much love for you. He better love you so much, you know, and that's rare to find. You can't find that. You know, you can't just go around the corner and find that. You know, that's very rare. I mean, if a single mother, you find somebody like that, girl, you better hold on to him and not let him go. But you can't hardly find nothing like that. You know, that you can't just find it around the corner. I mean, it's very, very difficult to find someone that will take on you and your children, even if you have one. You know, but your chances are better if you just have one, because you just got one. But then at the same time, they got to know the situation. You know, they got to know you ain't got no baby daddy drama going on or nothing, do you? You know, they got to ask questions. They got to know what your situation is, even if you just got one. You know, because some men don't want nothing to do with women that have. A lot of them don't want to do with women that have kids. It's a whole lot of them. I'm starting to realize that now that I'm older. I'm starting to realize that. And so I was hoping that when my youngest was a baby that I was going to find someone nice and settle down, you know, and he would help me be a father figure to my children. Well, it didn't go down like that. So, like I said, most men do not want to take on the responsibility of someone's kids. And so what I can see, it's like watching a train wreck. It's like watching a train wreck. I see these young ladies that popping out these babies left and right, and you know I'm already been where they're trying to go, and I know what the future looks like for them. Now there are exceptions. There's an exception to every rule, but in most cases, most of the time, a man don't want to take on women with children by other men, particularly if they're by more than one man. They don't, you know, they looking at you like why you got three kids, two or three different and four different baby daddies. What's going on with you that you have all these baby daddies? And then they're looking at you like, well, what you got any baby daddy drama? And some, you know, men resent the fact that you're going after the men for child support, you know, which they should be paying anyway. Well, that's another blog. I'm not getting into that. But some men have an issue with that. It's a number of things that they have an issue with, you know. I might do a part two about this because I want to go into some of the things that I dealt with on the last relationship that I had. Um, I think I might do a part two on this. Sweet Jill 2010. Stay tuned.